everyone, my name is Andrea Tarr and welcome to SCAN. Today we're turning the tables a little bit and I'm going to be interviewing Pat Bohse, who's our Executive Director. We thought it might be interesting for everyone to find out more about her. So Pat, welcome.
Well, it feels a little weird sitting on this side of the table, but thank you. I appreciate you being able to take this opportunity to talk to me.
I think it's going to be great for people to find out a little bit more about you. So first of all, you have a long history in the field of aging, and so maybe you could tell a little bit about that.
Yeah, I've been in the field of aging for 35 years.
Yeah.
I started, goodness, in the 70s and early 80s, and I ran senior centers both in Jersey City and Greenwich Village, New York City,
Okay.
which was my favorite, especially around Halloween time.
I can imagine.
We used to have big parties. And I used to run multiple senior centers, so I pretty much grew up with the Older Americans Act, and that's where some of our funding now comes from. And so coming to SCAN, the transition was pretty easy, but prior to coming to SCAN, I ran my own management consulting business and still do for the last 25 years, called Bohse & Associates. But we specialize in working with not-for-profits and government agencies, and we help them do their strategic plans and work with their board of directors and do a lot of grant writing workshops and all of that goes into running the business of a not-for-profit.
So that's quite a change from the senior centers.
It was, but it was a wonderful background in working in the senior centers because whether people believe it or not, they're all businesses. So I was running a business then, and I am still.
And what brought you to SCAN in the first place?
Probably in about 5 years ago, when I believe my company turned 20, we decided to give back locally to not-for-profits and to see if we could donate some of our time and services. So we were doing what was called extreme makeovers of not-for-profits. They applied for those slots, and then my team would go in and work with them. So we had worked with Lunch Break, so I'm really excited about that because they're doing incredibly well. We also worked with Holiday Express, and then I had known John Wanted for a long period of time, and so
let's just say John at the time was the executive director at SCAN.
And he was also the founder, so he founded SCAN, left for other venues, and then came back. And so when I spoke to John about SCAN and where it was at, he really welcomed us coming in, and so did the board of directors.
For an extreme makeover.
For an extreme makeover.
And kind of explain, what is that? This is not the surgical kind. So what did that all entail, an extreme makeover?
So when you do an extreme makeover, we look at all the aspects of a business. It would include its finances or its fundraising, its policy procedures, the board of directors. We would look at programs. So coming in, I had a really good overview of the organization. And SCAN was hurting at that time. I mean, again, SCAN was 25 years old when I was first affiliated. And it was very interesting because 25 years ago, it was cutting edge. I mean, to have a center like this in a mall, which was a non-traditional location, was extraordinary. So over the years, I think SCAN lost its edge a bit, but it did and still has incredible potential. And so therefore, we started working with the board. In the interim, John needed to leave on medical leave and was not able to come back. So the board had asked me if I would step in and help out now that I knew you intimately. And so the first year we said yes as consultants. And then year 2, I became the executive director.
The official executive director. So what was the experience like? When you got here, and before though coming, were you familiar with SCAN?
Yes.
Just from John though?
No, I followed SCAN.
Oh, you did?
A bit.
Okay.
Again, as far as educational opportunities.
Okay. So
the Boscoff classes or the campus of courses that Boscoff offered, really wasn't sure that was a SCAN offering.
Yes.
Because it was never highlighted that way.
So we weren't total strangers to you. Right. That's okay. So you got here, and what happened?
So we got here, and There was lots of challenges,
Yeah.
but I was able to practice what I've been preaching to clients for 25 years.
And explain what that means, because that's a phrase that you use a lot.
So instead of just telling someone what to do, I had to do it.
Yes, yes, with
and,
us.
So now I'm much more humble and understand that instead of just telling someone this is what you should do, I now understand what it takes to do it, especially in the field of marketing, because that truly marketing is everything in any business, and especially in SCAN. And I think that's one of our biggest challenges is to get the word out about who we are, what we do, how we do it, and that we're open to anyone who needs us. So that was the challenge, continues to be the challenge. The other is financial. SCAN is not funded by any government agency.
Right.
We have to raise all of our money from scratch, and that we do through donations, sponsorships. We also do it through class fees, membership dues, special events, and we had to make that work.
Yeah, yeah.
And once you talk about sponsorships, I mean, when people are willing to provide you with some support, you have to give something back.
Yes.
So it was creating that win-win situation, and I think that we really have accomplished that. We have sponsorship packages that people can pick and choose from. And my challenge is to fulfill our obligation in regards to what we promised we'll do.
Yeah.
The other was the facility itself needed attention.
Oh, that's a nice way to say it, Pat. Attention.
Yeah, I mean,
desperately.
We did a paint job. We got a rug donated.
Right.
We had volunteers come in and again learn about SCAN and help us. Then we were able to look at our equipment, and while we have this wonderful TV show, we needed to upgrade our equipment, and we got a wonderful donation from one of our members, Renee Maxwell, and we were now able to be digital. And so that opens up a whole new arena of possibilities for us in regards to communicating with the world.
I think something interesting about when, as far as the makeover, the physical makeover, upgrading the facility, a lot of people really took notice. The members, it was very uplifting. Actually, I think for everyone, to see clean paint, clean carpeting after such a long time. I think that really psychologically made it a better place to work. And I think a lot of people really took notice of that, even if they didn't see the behind the scenes.
Well, I truly believe that if you're going to invite someone into your home, and this is our home, it really needs to be inviting. And I really, in good conscience, couldn't invite or be enthusiastic about inviting people in the way it did look. Again, it was just some paint and some time and some reorganization, and here we are. We're continuing to upgrade.
Well, I think it never ends, right? Yeah. Where do you see, when you talk about opportunities to practice what you preach, and so what was some of the most challenging things that, you in practice, you say do this, but when you actually came to do it, it was not so simple?
I don't think it's a challenge. I think it was really a wonderful opportunity is to really work with the members and understand. I mean, it's really easy for me to sit in an office and decide what we're going to do here.
Right.
Versus talking to my membership, saying, "So what do you want?" and listening to that. And so it was. It took time because I'm not here all of the time, and to look at all of our programming and our teachers. And while we have been historical, in some instances we haven't changed up a lot. So looking for more diverse programming, new teachers. Again, letting the public know what we're doing, going into the public to market, getting credentials for a lot of our staff so that we could be eligible for funding. So, I mean, I know that you are a master trainer in Take Control of Your Health, which is one of our signature programs that we are doing and have, this is the only contract we have for. And then I do know that we will be getting certified in diabetes training and fall prevention. Right. And I think the more we're able to do that and bring more people on with credentials, not that our teachers didn't have them. We have a wonderful array of teachers who come from professional backgrounds.
But these are some different credentials now.
And I don't think we tell people about that enough, so we're looking to change that and update that so that everyone knows that when they come to SCAN, they're just not coming to hang out. And again, truly, Our members don't come here to hang out. They really
No,
come
they
for their
don't.
classes.
They don't.
And what we have found, especially after Sandy, is that our classes are our communities. While it's a SCAN community, each class has its own personality,
Right, they do.
composition, and their own friendships. And they usually go for lunch after class, or they're in touch with
That's
each other,
true.
and they are concerned about
Very
each other.
often, yeah.
So we also went through a name change. Not that we're not SCAN, we are still SCAN, but we're Social Community Activity Network. And I think the social is the heart of what SCAN is.
Right.
Socialization keeps everyone mentally, physically, and emotionally healthy. And I think that the community, after understanding that each class is its community,
Yeah.
I can sell that, and I can talk that pretty well.
And the realization, well, of course, we used to be Senior Citizen Activities Network, and nobody wanted to, it just didn't sound reflective of really who we are.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that's serving us well in most places.
Yes, it is. So what has been some of the best parts about this entire process? Coming on board, it's been 3 years?
3 wonderful years.
Well, of course it's wonderful. It has been wonderful. From my viewpoint, it's been wonderful. Well, for you, what have you really loved about this?
I think being able to stay in one place for a long period of time, because as a consultant, I usually go in
You're on the move.
and I digest different companies and agencies and work with them for a period of time and then leave. But we always stay in touch with them. But being able to stay here and to get to know the community. I mean, while I've lived in New Jersey, I'm a Jersey girl, born in Hoboken, raised in Jersey City, and live in Middletown. I never knew our community because I didn't spend a lot of time here. So I do know the community better. I know our elected officials better. I know the services that are provided to seniors and to the general public better. I do think that there is a need for additional dollars for senior programs, especially in Monmouth County. And I think that's probably my new mantra and my new mission as far as advocating for that, not by myself, but with other agencies.
Right.
So I'm happy about that.
Good.
I mean, I'm not sure how it'll affect us, but I'm happy about it.
Now, one of the programs that has started since you've been on board is our AMP/DAMP program. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that. Explain, what do those initials mean?
So again, I think it was important for us to find our niche or find where our purpose is. And because I'm on a national board of directors in the field of aging, I'm also the association manager for the 21 county offices on aging in the state of New Jersey. I've been in aging. I mean, so I'm known in some respects, and I know who to talk to in others. So we have developed a relationship with the National Council on Aging, which is NCOA. And we are one of 7 nationwide that have been picked to do this digital aging mastery program. It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
And so
Damn.
what the program is that we have selected 25 limited income seniors who are working with us since February. We have found a new partner and sponsor in the YMCA of Weston Monmouth.
Right,
We are
fantastic.
using their facility, and we are working with these wonderful 25 seniors in technology. They all have gotten a tablet, free internet service, a coach, and they get us once a week.
That's right.
And so we've been able to bring to the community, which was not a community per se. This group never got
We
together
created
before.
a community.
We did.
That's what we did.
And we are teaching them how to use the tablet. They all have Skype accounts
Yep.
and email accounts
And they're
Facebook.
Skyping. Yes.
And we're teaching them how to use that to get connected, find information out that they never were able to do before. And we're bringing in lots of services. So we've been working with Monmouth Medical Center and their health coaches on health education classes. The food bank will be coming in to do SNAP screening and applications. We have brought in United Way to talk about volunteer opportunities. And so the project has been incredibly successful.
Yes.
We're with them until the end of the year. But what it has done for me, and I think SCAN, is really shown us that we need to have some new focus. Well, SCANs at the mall will be our hub. We're going to be introducing SCAN on Wheels, where we're going to go to the community,
Right.
where we're going to go into underserved communities and bring all of the resources to them
Yeah.
so that they can make better choices and decisions and hopefully might want to become members of SCAN at the end of the day. But I really think that this is something that we can do, and we have the expertise to do that.
Well, I think I have to agree. It's been a very successful program. I love participating in it. It's an amazing thing to create a community from nothing.
Yeah.
And that's really what we did. Now, let's take the last several minutes to talk about this. You recently had a board retreat, and you made some major decisions about the future of SCAN.
Well, the board did.
The board did.
Yes.
I meant the collective you.
Yes.
And so maybe share that with everyone.
So one of the issues, again, during the Extreme Makeover is that I think SCAN kept losing its identity whenever there was new directors coming here and running the facility.
Changing our focus with every
Right.
director.
And so I asked the board to take a stand and to consider core competencies for SCAN going forward. And whoever's in this chair in the future, whether it's myself or other people, that they don't have the ability to keep changing costs. They can add to it, they can make it better, they can increase it, but not to change the mission and the vision of SCAN. So the 4 areas that we will be going forth with is, again, we're calling them pop-up centers. We're going to be going into the community in Monmouth County that are underserved. And underserved is not just meaning people of limited income, it's where there's no other resources available. Working with municipalities and recreation departments and bringing our team with us so that we can educate their local communities about what's available to them. So we're hoping to do 2 or 3 of them next year if we find the funding, but we'll do at least one. We will have a permanent satellite in Freehold Borough with the YMCA. And so that's wonderful because we'll be on the other side of town.
Yeah.
We will be in 3 malls. Basically, we are here in the Monmouth Mall. We'll be doing workshops in Toms River Mall with Boscoff. And then United Way has opened up a storefront in the Freehold Mall. And we'll be doing some classes there. So we will actually be on wheels and bringing good news and good information to the public. The second is that SCAN Monmouth Mall, this is our hub, this is our home, this will always be our home. So we're hoping to bring on an additional staff person who can work more closely with the members here, get to know them better, see what they want, what else we need, probably expanding our hours to have some evening hours for those who have to work and who'll probably work for the rest of their lives, but need the information and the fun stuff that we do. The other, and this is down the road, is maybe doing some pre-retirement counseling or training in someone's workplace. Because what we know is that usually workplace talks about your finances. They don't talk about what happens when you lose your title,
when you're
and
not
the phone
working.
stops ringing, and you haven't planned to be retired. Because we're finding people come here, they're bored to death, they are isolated, they're lonely, and they get sick really quick. So we're looking to maybe fill that gap of information. And the last piece that we want to do is we want to be known as the trusted resource of information and referrals within Monmouth County. We're not social service, but we can refer people to where they should go and make those connections. And we can also educate the public through our TV shows, so we will be looking at them a little closer. We're hoping to do a radio show in the future, a weekly radio show that people can call in and ask questions, and then also social media will become a huge piece of our business.
So we've changed a lot, but we're definitely a work in progress.
We will always be.
I think like most organizations. And let me ask you a final question here. What do you feel is a very compelling reason to join SCAN? Now that you've been here for a while, how do you feel? What do you want people to really know?
Well, I think most people are afraid. I mean, it's like when I do my new directors training and we talk about people coming to a senior center or any kind of center, it's getting them through that front door because the front door is mostly ugly, and usually they don't know even where the door is because your programs aren't marketed well. So I think the biggest thing that we'd like to do is to make people know that we're here to come through that scary door, well, 2 doors, and a flight of stairs, but come take a tour of SCAN, meet some of our members, take a free class on us so that you can see if you like it or not. And if you do, you can become part of our family, and if you don't, you have nothing to lose.
Well, Pat, thank you for allowing us to turn the tables. And of course, on a personal note, you've made a huge difference at SCAN. It's really been an absolute pleasure working with you.
And vice versa. I
Really
enjoy working with you.
It's been wonderful. So that's our show for today, and we will actually be back after a short break. And remember, if it's important to you, it's important to us.
Take it from me. Living with a chronic disease is no easy task, but I learned to better manage my health condition, and you can too. Take Control of Your Health is the chronic disease self-management program created by Stanford University. This fun, innovative course is now offered to all county residents. Diabetes, arthritis, heart disease, cancer. Take Control of Your Health gives proven strategies to manage these conditions and reclaim your life. See how nutrition, exercise, and various mind techniques can help you overcome depression, increase energy, and manage pain. You'll not only get this book when you participate, you'll also receive the guidance and support of others living with a chronic illness, just like you. Take control of your health in 6 short sessions.
Call the number on your screen to register or get further information at scannj.com. Brought to you by SCAN, Social Community Activities Network, with funding made available by the Monmouth County Office on Aging.
Hi everyone, and welcome back. I'm Andrea Tarr, and I've been speaking with our Executive Director, Pat Bohse. Hey, Pat.
Well, I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, so now we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on at SCAN. And as always, there's more than enough going on. So, in fact, I'll get started to just mention that classes here begin again. Our fall semester begins September 8th, the week of September 8th. Everything comes into play. And we'll be doing classes until December 4th. Wow.
Yeah, I just want to
December.
reiterate to the audience that SCAN has 3 13-week semesters a year.
Yep.
And so we usually have fall, winter, and summer, and then
Spring,
the spring, summer. And so it's important for them to keep an eye out, because we usually send out our calendar. We also put it on our website.
Right.
Or they can come in the office and pick up a copy
Yeah.
so that they can register on site.
And if they don't even want to come in the office, we have a rack right outside the door, and everything is out there as well. So there's multiple ways to get to us.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the fall semester will be underway soon. And of course, our campus of courses is going to kick off September 14th. And that is one of our biggest and busiest events.
So Campus of Courses takes place not here, but in the Boscoff department stores.
Right, in the 3rd floor auditorium, in the Monmouth Mall in Eatontown, it's in the 3rd floor auditorium. And in the Ocean County Mall in Toms River, it's actually in the 2nd floor conference room, they call it. It's a lot
Yes,
smaller.
and it's overflowing.
It is overflowing.
I've been hearing that we are sold out all of the
It
time.
was, it was good and bad. It was good and bad. The first year we barely filled the room. The second year it was an intimate crowd. It was a little crazy. So we're dealing with that. We're actually offering the most popular classes twice, and we'll take care of that.
And when does the Toms River?
The Toms River one begins October 21st. So we'll have the one in Eatontown first, and then there's about a week break. And of course, all the information will be in the Asbury Park Press somewhere around the Labor Day timeframe.
Yes.
You can look for it. And of course, it'll be on our website much sooner than that.
The other is that we're doing an open house. This is year 2 for us.
Yes.
We're hosting the Monmouth County Senior Art Show
Yep.
for the county of Monmouth and the freeholders. We've been asked to do that just because we do it well. And this year we have 112 applicants who
Yes.
will all be included in
Yep.
the show. And from that, we'll have winners, both non-professional and professional.
Yes.
And they will all be hung here at SCAN for the month of September.
The first place winners
Yes.
only.
And so we're having an open house on September 11th from
Yep.
1 to 3:30. We're inviting the public to come see the great artwork of the senior artist, but also to meet our teachers. We're going to have our teachers here that day to do some demonstrations and give information out about their curriculum so that the public can get to meet
Yep, that's a
our
good idea. Yeah,
specialists.
I think it's a great idea to meet the people that are actually doing the classes. And so, of course, October 1st, we're going to have a general membership meeting, and that's going to include a Medicare update for open house enrollment, which occurs actually mid-October to actually almost right into December.
Yeah, I believe, I'm a ship counselor.
Oh, there you are.
So
Pat's a ship
we
counselor.
will have ship counselors here for people who would like to look at the packages that are available. They need to make a reservation.
Right.
And so I believe we have a ship counselor from Family and Children's Services, and I'm certified to do that. And we're encouraging people to come and get the update on whatever new is at Medicare. We will be providing lunch, which will be sponsored by Investors Bank.
Okay.
And we'll have a lot of other goodies and information there for our general membership meeting.
Like we always do. And we do want to mention as well that New Jersey Natural Gas, their Save Green division, is going to have their annual Energy Efficiency Day here at the mall. And that will be September 28th. That's a Monday. It's pretty much all day long. That's a great event, and they'll have lots of staff on hand to help people.
Right, so people can bring in their bills and other kinds of things to be looked
Yes.
at, and there's lots of programs available for
Yeah.
people to save money, especially seniors.
Yep.
So we're encouraging people to, you don't need to make a reservation for that, you can
No,
just
that's a
come in.
walk-in. That's a walk-in all day long. And October 20th is our annual Leaders of Distinction Luncheon. That will be held at Seabrook, and that's always a great and fun event as well.
And this is my third one, and we're the creators of the Leader of Distinction Award in the field of aging. It didn't exist before, and this year we're honoring the two directors of both the Meals on Wheels program from Interfaith Neighbors and also the Jewish Family and Children's Services who provide kosher meals to the homebound.
Right, that's Sandy Silber, she's from Interfaith Neighbors, and Joanne Glassoff from Jewish Family and Children's
Yes,
Services.
so we're really excited about that.
Very, very worthy. And I also want to mention, last but not least, we are selling these DVDs. Maria DeSanti, who's our yoga instructor, and she's fantastic. She does chair yoga and floor yoga, and we're selling these DVDs. And I must say we've sold lots and lots of them already. So they've been very well received.
The reason why we created them, though, was so that our members asked for them.
Yes, they
So
did.
that they could do yoga in between classes.
They did.
But we're also hoping that caregivers would be interested in them because sometimes they're not able to get out to a class and they can do
And
it
this
at
is
home.
one way to do it. So I want to say thank you, everyone, for being with us today. And Pat, thank you.
Thank you.
How to locate Scan. Scan is easy to locate once you find the movie theater at Monmouth Mall. As you enter the parking lot from Route 35, the theater is almost directly ahead of you. Drive towards the theater, but go up along the left side into the parking lot. As you approach the end, you will see entrance number 3 on your right. Park and enter the building here. Once inside, you will see a staircase that only goes down. After passing through the doors at the bottom, turn to your left, and Scan is right there.